right? How can we help each other instead of
Yeah,
having this so-called leader,
and
you know?
nobody signs a contract, and nobody is like, oh yeah, you can't do this and you can't do that, and oh yeah, you can't go fly a kite too close to those other advocates because you might talk to them, because that's basically
Because
what she's saying. And she's saying you can't conversate with them, you can't go back and forth with them. She doesn't want them to do have nothing to do with that. And then if
well, of
that doesn't
course,
work out, we're evil, we're horrible, we're what is it? I got called a child, or what is it?
no,
CPS
we got called
reporter,
pedophiles.
pedophiles. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it was.
we're pedophiles. But this
Yeah.
is part of the whole thing with her. When she doesn't agree with you, you're a pedophile, you're a horrible person, you're without any proof of anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's really sad. It's really actually really sad to if you got to go that route to start calling people names, because we're not really calling her names. Fran scam is something that I came up with in 2018 when I cut the rope and I left, and I was left.
Yeah.
And this was actually, I was talking to JD about this the other night. This was actually 8 months after I cut the rope. And
Mm.
I was to that point because she had everybody coming after me, which we're going to get into this.
I was gonna ask Temple a question real quick. Okay, Temple,
Go ahead.
you came on here and you're like, I'm not understanding why the focus is here. We need to be fighting back against family court. And I am fighting back up against family court. I have my own current active case. I have been fighting it for the last 3 years. I share my story with you guys. I focus on a lot of the bill processes. I'm always researching stuff. I'm always finding stuff for you guys to use. I'm always posting case law. I'm all doing everything that I can to help educate you guys. Now, Temple, what have you done?
Right.
I mean, I'm getting sick of these comments coming on here because I have so many apples on my basket. I don't know what to do anymore with them because I am working so much on all of this, and it's just not this. And I was also going to correct somebody that said this the other day. Okay, I knew about this case before August 2025, right? I sat on it because we had the protests and I didn't want to take away from that. So I waited. So they were saying that I've been working on this story for over a year. I have not been working on this story for over a year. Okay, I do cases and I'll focus on one case and I'll try to do something on a story. 6 months. 6 months is going to be my maximum, guys. Okay, the next one we're moving on to is going to be Malibu Dallas. Okay, Dallas is probably going to hate me when I'm done with it. But you got to understand, guys. And then I focus on family court reform. I focus on the bill process. I focus on all that. So Temple, you can come on here and say stuff, but what have you done? Our job is to help put the power back with you guys, and you guys figure it out. I put stuff out all the time. Tell me what's going on in your state. Let me know what new family codes are being passed, what codes are being amended, what bills are being put there. You guys, if you have not even researched that in your own state, then I think in a way you guys don't really have room to talk and try to bash us about family court reform.
Which to go off of what you said, I mean, we have House Bill 5211 here in Michigan that's been passed. And just so everybody knows, my case has been settled for about 5 years. I have a teenager. We have shared custody now after a 6-year battle. And I kind of left it for a while and came out of retirement. But I still am involved with the family rights and in certain advocacy groups that I know are doing things, I know are pushing things, I know that are actually putting bills into our state. And when that came to me, I didn't just read it and go, oh, okay, it looks good. I actually called the people, I talked to them, and then I actually reached out to Healing, and then we reached out to the people we know and said, hey, what do you think of this? What do you see in this? What do you think that can be changed? Because and that's the whole thing I don't understand with, you can't talk to anybody else. Well, if you don't talk to other people and you don't put yourself out there to try to understand, then how can you really truly change the entire system as a whole? You have to know what other states are doing. You have to know the difference between like Michigan and California. And you and I have talked about this on many occasions, the differences in family court between Michigan and California. And there's some things that I can take from California that, hey, would be good to put into, the letters for Michigan or what we're doing. And I'm sure there's some things that you could take to California but if you don't talk to other people, then how do you really make a change?
Yeah. And then the other thing too is I'm going to push back at everybody that questions me. Okay, I have multiple albums on my profile. I have multiple profiles. Like I have one that says New Bill S204 and HR 650. That's the first album that's there. The next one is My Story. The other one's Family Court Reform. All of that stuff. I put them in albums just so you guys have easier access to it. And then I always am updating my link tree. I have a million links on there that are very, very useful. You have to make sure, I have to literally go through and double check all of those. And for Fran Scam to say that we are making money and all this other stuff and we work for the courts, that's what we're calling out, is we're calling out the fraudulent activity and then her trying to knock us down from where we're at.
Right.
So that's all I can say is, I forgot.
And Healing is the bad cop or the good cop, and I'm the bad cop.
I know I
She's
keep trying
really
to say,
nice,
okay,
and I go
like,
out there and call out the scammers.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this story. No kidding. But no, I've been trying to say I've been done with it for a while now, and it just keeps popping up. You know what I mean? Like I keep saying, okay, you know, and I appreciate you guys stepping away. Like I hope that you
Yeah.
guys step away. I think we got probably about a good, I would say 40 people, I think it is, maybe 50.
Yeah, we've got quite a few people that have actually stepped away and come to us and said, thank you before, you know, my case got hurt. Thank you before I filed this stuff. Thank you for
Yeah.
stopping me from giving her money. I mean, it's an all day thing, you know, getting messages from people going, oh my gosh, I would have never thought of that if you guys didn't, you know, say anything or, you know, put that out there. I would have never known. I would have never, but
But see, the problem is this, not to interrupt you, but the problem is
No,
this,
you're fine.
she is taking the power away from you guys. Okay, she's telling you guys to take your power back, which is something that I've used over the years. But well, that's a whole different story, you know. But the thing about it is, you guys, I've said it from the get-go, you have all the power. You are the ones that, this is your child. You have more rights than I do over your child. I cannot help you. You have the power as being the main parent. You know, you have your parenting rights, you know, our constitutional, fundamental, you know, parenting rights that are there that are given to us. You know, that's what you need to base off. But the problem there is what's happening is she's telling these people that they can't even represent themselves in a way.
I know, I'm so confused by that. Like how do people actually, I guess I just don't get that. Like, why would you
Yeah, why would you not
put
people?
everything that you're fighting
Yeah.
for in the hands of somebody that you don't even know? And that's the whole thing with the ADA thing I don't understand is, and I keep trying to explain this is, and that's what got sent to me today is Fran Scam filed all this stuff for this girl, but out of this whole thing that she wrote out, not once did she mention what her ADA accommodation should be. She just said, I'm the ADA advocate and you need to go through, but that's not how it works. You need to tell the court what you need. They have to be able to accommodate you with something. What do you need? And if you don't tell them what you need, their hands are tied. So if you tie their hands and you get angry about it, that's not their fault. That's your fault for not telling them how they can accommodate you.
Yeah.
And if it becomes, and then when it comes to ADA, there's two things that have to happen. You have to have your doctor's recommendation that you have this disability. And if you don't have that, then it's just talk. Like I can't go into a criminal court with no evidence and say I didn't do this. You have to have something to back that up. And that's where I think a lot of people get confused is because she's claiming to be this multifaceted ADA. And that kind of goes back to, oh, she's so good. Why isn't she being hired in New York as an ADA advocate?
Well, honestly, I will be honest with you. I don't really care. So
I don't really either. But for everybody else's sake out there, use your head a little bit.
Yeah, you just need to be careful. So I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, but I did put together a list that says what an advocate is supposed to actually do. So what we're doing here is we're just trying to educate people on the family court process and like just putting stuff out there. Okay. An advocate is not supposed to file any of your court documents. They are not supposed to put anything together. They are not supposed to charge you for that. You know, like somebody, I don't know, the other day got mad at us because Red said all advocates should be free. But see, the thing about it is these advocates, not just her, but I'm not going to even name her name anymore. Not just her, but other people are using ChatGPT and putting together motions and charging people $3,000. Okay, it's not just her. It's just not her. It's multiple people. You know, and I've heard it a couple of times. Go ahead, Red.
And I call that the black market, the underbelly of the family rights movement. There is and just like with anything in life, you got the dark web, you've got all these things. And yes, there is a black underbelly, a black market of the family rights movement. And unfortunately, that's what we're here trying to tell you about. You know, you have to be super, and like Healing said, even with lawyers, look at your reviews, do your research on them. I mean, because there's some crappy lawyers out there too.
Yeah, you know? And I have a site that's connected to my link tree. What is it called? The Daily Journal California Lawyer. There's a way to look up other lawyers in your other states. But I thought some of them were it's just interesting to look at to see how shady some of these individuals can be. You know, like there was a lot of different things to look at inside
nowadays.
Some
Everything's for sale. Everything's for sale nowadays, whether it's good or bad. And you know, we have these little things we hold in our hands called smartphones. I mean, it's just having the ability to actually do the proper research. And I'm not the brightest crayon in the box when it comes to that. Healing's taught me a lot about how to research and how to do these things because I thought I was researching everything right. And nope.
Yeah, you have to know.
There's so much more out there.
Yeah,
so
and be careful with your guys' ChatGPT too. Don't just put in like don't put in like dumb stuff, you know, like try to make it, keep it. It's like a robot. Okay. ChatGPT is like a robot. You want to put in like family codes, like your motions, like
Different
different
case
like,
file or
yeah,
case law.
case law.
What's a
You want
case
to
law from your
yeah, you want to get it to work for you. You know, like if you train a robot wrong, it might like, you know, spit you out with some stuff that's like really, really bad. And when you have your chat GPT, just make sure you're double checking everything. And like if it does give you case law, if it doesn't give you any of the other information, you know, you want to make sure that you're doing it right too. You know, and I heard that there's some other ones that are pretty good too, some other AI stuff out there, but you still
There
need
is.
to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just to me, I mean, it's great. I love to use it when
Yeah.
it's necessary, but too many people use it as an everyday thing. Like I had somebody tell me the other day, we were talking about menopause of all things, and she was like, "Oh, I just go to Chat GPT and when I'm depressed and it tells me things," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"You're asking a robot to have feelings that
Yeah.
it doesn't have. Like
Some
it
of them
doesn't
do.
work that way."
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I
Yeah.
gotta clean my glasses.
So, I mean, but you got to understand though, like we don't have an oversight committee for these people that are ripping off these individuals. And then we're even having trouble with what is it, the news outlets covering some of these injustices that are happening in the family court, you know? Like honestly, there's a lot of us that really, really report against all of this stuff. And even the Bar Association, which, you know, is supposed to provide oversight for the lawyers, they're not even doing their job because I worked with somebody here and the Valley that they did an article on my first attorney. My first attorney was held incompetent, and they told him that he didn't know what the hell he was doing because he didn't, you know. And then his wife tried to message me, and I said, "Excuse me," I said, "Who in the world are you? There is client attorney privileges. Who are you?"
Right. I think the biggest thing, I
Mhm.
think the biggest thing in family court that really needs to be changed is the presumption of
Mhm.
the evidence. Like
Yeah.
you need to be able to enter evidence, and I hate to put the two together, but family court is a civil court. It's a civil court. It's like filing a civil court case against a landlord or against a tenant, you know, to evict them. They can bring in evidence, and of course that's a different court too, but it's the same court. And family court's a civil court. It is not a criminal court. Criminal court has its standards, which follows the
I would
Constitution
say
and law.
I would say family court is all on its own. It's not even close to a civil or criminal. There's no
Well, it's considered a civil court. It's considered
Yeah.
civil court, is what it's considered.
Yeah.
But family court,
You probably
I
would
could
get
make I could make an allegation, and
Mhm.
if the GAL or the mediator's for me, they're not going to take any evidence from the other person. It doesn't have to be submitted. And I learned that the hard way because I went through it for 6 years, and I wouldn't have gone through it for 6 years had
Mhm.
the first attorney I had submitted the proper paperwork that they said they submitted. Of course, I didn't know because I was paying money for an attorney, and I thought
Yeah.
that they had submitted it. If they had done that in the first place, I wouldn't have wasted another
Yeah.
80 grand.
Well, I just ran into that. Yeah, I ran into that in my own case. Remember, I told you I ran
Yep.
into that with my case.
Yep.
And it's like we're all trying to figure out, you know, like where is my case at right now? And it's because the attorney sat on everything that was supposed to be filed since July 2025. Nothing was ever filed with the courts. You know, so I went back to pro se, and now it's like I'm trying to take over, you know, like get my head in the game and figure everything out. I actually had to go down to the courthouse and ask the clerk, okay, this is the minute order. It doesn't say anything that we agreed on. The lawyers have not submitted anything. So where the hell are we? And they're like, okay, you're going to have to base it off of the custody order that was back in 2024. And I'm like, oh, okay. So let's just go off of that order, you know, and then they didn't even put anything in the minute order. But see, my case is different. Like I talk to a lot of people and they're like, why do you do it that way? And I'm like, well, the thing is that I found with my 2 adult kids is they document everything and they put it out there for public record. They're supposed to provide you with like a small paragraph of why they filed, why they did that. If I were to pull up my case right now, it's all based off settlement agreements. They have not did anything in my case for the last 2.5 years because it's all based off settlement agreements. You know, so since they've done that, there has not been no entries by the judge. There has not been no orders by the judge. But then I was talking to somebody else and they go, well, if you were to go to federal court, you actually wouldn't have anything because nothing's been logged. Can you believe that? I was talking to Johnny about it and he told me, he goes, so you have nothing to stand on if you were actually to go to federal court. So I just
you have to go through the proper channels in order to even get to federal court.
But it's $5,000 just for a trial in California for 3 days or 2 days. Like, you know what I mean?
Now,
All the paperwork.
Does your state have where you can file the what do they call it? Waiver for low income or whatever they call that? Do they have that there?
Yeah, that just covers the filing fees though. That's it. It
doesn't cover everything else.
It doesn't cover anything else. But see, the other thing too is I was gonna see, like, honestly, okay, this is the fun.
I'm here. JD just got home. I'm here.
Okay. This is the fun fact about everything is that actually, if me and my ex and I can mediate, right, the situation, why the hell are we paying these lawyers?
Right.
I don't get that. That's what I don't get. So
I don't know how it works in California, but this is what I've been saying for a long time is I tell a lot of my friends that start going through this, I'm like, just keep it out of the court.
yeah,
Come to an agreement, keep it out of the court, figure it out if you can. Don't make it a big deal. Don't try to fight. I mean, just figure it out. Keep it out of the court because you're going to spend so much money. You're going to, I mean, they're going to make you sell your house. They're going to make you, turn in your 401k, your retirement, all this. You're going to lose it all. For what? 5 years down the road to be where?
No, you don't have nothing. Yep, exactly. Right. But yeah, it's just interesting.
Even though I'm in a civil situation with my ex, I won't put anything in my name until Addie's 18. I just refuse to.
Yeah, just to give him
because I know he'll come after me, and I know the courts will come after me. So my husband was like, "No, we just won't put anything in your name until she's 18 years old."
Yeah, well, because you never know. You know what I mean? I tell my mom.
Hi, mama.
Hi. Yeah. So I was looking at one of these cases on the Daily Journey for the lawyers. This lawyer, Karas, is from August 8th, 2025. It says a total of 2.5 million in unearned fees were drawn from the client's accounts. 2.5 million, girl. He ripped them off for 2.5 million.
What month are you in?
The same one you are. Go all the way down, October.
Oh wait, I went to December. Hang on.
October 2025. So if you go all the way down, you'll see William Taylor. Looks like car ass. Not kidding.
R-S? Oh,
C-A-R-S-S. It looks like car ass. William Taylor.
Suspended for practicing law for 6 months and placed on probation for 1 year. Let's see, when COVID-19.
Yeah, remember I told you to start practicing the skimming. Okay, a total of 2.5 million in unearned fees were drawn from the client's account, but the amount was later seized by the trustee after the firm filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. 2.5 million? What in the world?
He was out on a boat.
Dang, man. He probably saw that money and he's like, ooh, what can I do with that money?
He's on a boat. I'm telling you. He's enjoying life on the boat.
Yeah, there's a lot of them here that are just like, it's crazy how much they get in trouble for professional misconduct, performing legal.
The next one, Gordon, suspended for 30 days. And then it says in aggravation, Gordon committed multiple acts of wrongdoing that significantly harmed clients who were vulnerable due to their incarcerated states. Damn, let's take a freaking advantage of people in jail.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. There's a lot of them that will do that. They'll take advantage of it. So you think that lawyers are good too? There is some good lawyers, but there's also a lot of bad ones. You guys want to...
I guess I can thought when Fran Scam says don't hire a lawyer. I mean, just do your homework. It's not don't hire a lawyer, but do your homework on the lawyer,
This guy, Timothy Allen, was for Washington, Wisconsin. That's weird that he's on here. Fort Washington,
Wisconsin.
August 6, 2025. Did you see that one right there? Towards if you go to the middle.
Lawyers racketeering in multiple states.
Racketeering enterprise.
Damn.
I wonder what that is. Alleged several people formed a racketeering enterprise to prevent his client from using
an easement that would allow him to access a lake.
Who knows? I'm like, what in the world?
The complaint asserted several facts that proved to be false, including that the client had a valid deed to the related property. Hang on. During the course of litigation, Provis and his client were ordered to jointly in several sanctions. $53,000 imposed by district court. A circuit court imposed an additional $25,000. Provis has not paid either sanction and failed to report the. Oh my God.
Multiple acts of wrongdoing significantly harmed the administration of judges by wasting court time and resources.
Don't do that.
That's what we need to, what's her name to get in trouble for? Not kidding.
No, for real. You're right, though. I mean, totally right.
Well, it's also this one, Renee Sanders. Her wrongdoing included depositing funds received without the required prior court authorization, failing to report to the state board that she had terminated the employment of, a disbarred attorney.
So she employed a disbarred attorney?
Oh, what an idiot. Failing to maintain a client. Oh, hey, the dog, get the dog. Hey, baby. Sorry.
Are you okay?
I heard a dog barking, so I freaked out. My dog is so small, she'll probably sneak through the little thing. Yeah, that's what it looks like. She hired. That's crazy. Terminated. And then 2 counts of failing to maintain clients' funds in the trust account.
Jeez.
File probate papers in the state.
I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go see the hubby for a little bit before he goes to bed.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Good night. I'm ready.
California and East Coast.
Bye,
West Coast, East Coast. Sorry, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye.